Chapter 52, our final chapter, Happily Ever After. I want to start with a message for you. I have enjoyed sharing books and read aloud with you. It's not the same. It's not the same as being able to be in our classroom, sharing joy and learning with each other. And you have been seriously missed. But I hope that you can still take with you a little piece of the love of books and reading and joy that you can find, and that you take that with you this summer and read, read, read. Curl up with a good book in a tree, find a secret spot in your backyard, or find a little spot in the corner of your house where you can just love books. You are missed, but enjoy your last chapter, chapter 52, Happily Ever After. But the question you want answered, I know, is, did they live happily ever after? Yes. And no. What of Roscoe? Did he live happily ever after? Well, the Princess P gave him free access to the upstairs of the castle, and he was allowed to go back and forth from the darkness of the dungeon to the light of the upstairs. But alas, he never really belonged in either place. The sad fate, I'm afraid, of those whose hearts break and then mend in crooked ways. But the rat, in seeking forgiveness, did manage to shed some light, some happiness, into another life. How? Well, Roscoe, reader, told the princess about the prisoner, the one who had once owned a red tablecloth. And the princess saw that the prisoner was released. And Roscoe led the man up out of the dungeon to his daughter, Miggery Sow. Mig, as you might have guessed, did not get to be a princess, but her father, to atone for what he had done, he treated her like one for the rest of his days. So did Mig get to be a princess?
Yes.
No. But how did her father treat her?
Like a princess?
Like a princess. He finally, to atone or to make up for what he had done, got to treat her that way. And what of Despereaux? Did he live happily ever after? Well, he did not marry the princess, if that's what you mean by happily ever after. Even in a world as strange as this one, a mouse and a princess cannot marry. But reader, they can be friends. And they were. Together they had many adventures. Those adventures, however, are another story. And this story, I'm afraid, must draw to a close. But before you leave, reader, imagine this. Imagine an adoring king and a glowing princess. Imagine a serving girl with a crown on her head and a rat with a spoon on his head. Imagine them all gathered around a banquet hall. In the middle of the table, there is a kettle of soup. Sitting in the place of honor right next to the princess is a very small mouse with very big ears. And peeking out from behind the dusty velvet curtain, looking in amazement at the scene before them, are 4 other mice. Mon Dieu, look, says Antoinette, he lives, he lives. And he seems such a happy mouse. Forgiven, whispers Lester. Cripes, says Furlough, unbelievable. Just so, says the Threadmaster Harvest, smiling. Just so. And reader, it is just so, isn't it? The end.